But it all started here in the city of Mumbai. Shraddha and Aftab met on a dating app back in 2019 and then started living together in Naigaon. It was much later that they finally decided to move to Delhi, but that was the time when their relationship had hit a stumbling block. Family and friends have now come out in the open talking about their relationship. Many say that it was toxic in nature. In fact, attempts were essentially made by Shraddha to end this relationship, but it was the blackmailing tactics of Aftab that prevented Shraddha from stepping out of this relationship. Over the last few hours, we have essentially seen that this case has only come to light because of the sacrifices that have been made by Shraddha's friends, starting with one childhood friend who alerted the family members that for several months put together, she wasn't putting up any social media updates and nor was she touched with any of her friends. That's when the red flag was raised by her family members and the case was registered here in the city from where I'm broadcasting right now. Joining us on this broadcast is also Priyal Borjere, who is a college friend of Shraddha. She too is joining me from Mumbai. Priyal, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. I know it's a very, very difficult time for you and a lot of friends of Shraddha, but we must appreciate the courage that you all are putting up right now in speaking about Shraddha. And it is important given the fact that we as a nation talk about women empowerment. And it is time that we talk about it in full strength. So on that note, Priyal, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. We'll make the attempt over the next few minutes to try and understand what really went wrong, given the fact that a lot of questions are essentially being raised also. First, Priyal, I want you to tell our viewers about your association with Shraddha. From when did you know her? What was the kind of relationship that you shared with Shraddha?
So basically, I met Shraddha in 2016 in my college. She was my junior. She started studying in Viva College, BMM, and we are a part of the drama group. And that's when we met her because we were looking for students who can join us for the dramas and all. So we were taking auditions, and that's when I met Shraddha. So yeah, basically I met her during that part, and I just got to know like how friendly her behavior is. Like she was very open to like everyone, like talking and hanging out and everything. We used to travel a lot together. But the thing is that I used to like I was in touch with her for like 1.5 years only. So after that I lost the contact, and I recently got to learn that the case that had happened. So I'm really saddened to hear what she has been through and her family.
Priyal, I would also like to ask you this question as to how exactly would you like to remember Shraddha, because a lot has been spoken about her in the media, but those who have known her from close quarters, how would you exactly remember Shraddha?
I don't believe on the speculations that media or any other public are talking about that because it's really very sad to see that social media is talking about like the good thing has like happened with her, and I don't want to like set an example like looking at her, what happened with her. She was really very matured at that age, and as I said, she was very friendly behavior, and like she used to get involved with everyone very quickly and very sensible, humble. She also liked to travel a lot. So recently, like I have seen a lot. Like she used to travel in Himachal Pradesh a lot alone, and I don't think that there is anything that can hold her back. So,
right.
Like.
Priyal, what was your last conversation with Shraddha like, and when was this?
It was a long time back because when we were doing theaters, we got apart like after the college graduation and all. So after that, she started working somewhere, and that was the last time we spoke, like where she's working and how the life is going on. Then she told me that she started to explore things like traveling and all, just like as mentioned recently. So yeah, that was the last time I talked to her. Eventually, I lost the contact because we were busy in our own life. So that's the last part I remember when I talked to her, that she started working, and she started working because she wanted to travel. So that's the last part I remember so far.
Priyal, were you aware of the fact that she was in a relationship with this boy, Aftab? Do you have any idea in terms of whether you had any common friends who knew Aftab? Anything that you can share with us?
To be honest, sir, I had no idea about a relationship or anything. Even I'm quite shocked to hear this from social media that she was like using dating app, and she found this person via dating app and all. And I had a friend, a common friend, from whom I got to learn that they had already informed her not to be with this guy, as they already understood that he was quite violent, and he used to hit her a lot. And at that point, I think so they eventually break up also, but I don't know how they got together again. So I just know that I mean, I recently, because of this news, I got to know that she was in a relationship with this particular guy. So I was not knowing that guy very personally or anything. And as I mentioned earlier, that I was in with her contact in a long back time. So got into this personal questioning, like how's the relationship or anything is going on. So yeah.
Priyal, would you remember anything in terms of her character, her personality? Because whatever we've been reading about her, she always came across as the go-getter, someone who had a very free mind, someone who fought for what she essentially believed in. Is there anything like that
yes.
that you would recall? Any such conversation that you had with her which stands out? Is something that you would remember even till date?
Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned earlier, she was a very free person and quite easy to go on with. You can easily say that she's a very friendly behavior. And I'd like to add one more point. Like as I said earlier, that she used to travel a lot and alone, not she cares for anyone else to join in. So basically, I can say that she was very independent, quite mature for her age at that time. So that's the one thing that I liked about her a lot. And I think so. Those are the other things. Because to be honest, I'm not at that place right now to do this interview part. I'm quite shocked. So yeah, but she was very mature and independent, and yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Priyal, for taking out the time and sharing your thoughts. I think so today, like you, many would have essentially been disheartened, completely broken with what really happened to a free spirit like Shraddha. Thank you once again for speaking to Republic Media Network.
Thank you so much.
Well, in fact, over the last few hours, we've seen several of Shraddha's classmates, friends who have now come together and essentially spoken about the free spirit that Shraddha herself was, someone who essentially believed in what she was doing. At the same time, her family members were essentially distanced. The fact that she wanted to continue in that relationship. It's been a very tough time for the entire family because for several months put together, they had absolutely no idea as to what really happened to Shraddha. She had lost touch with her family members. It was only her friend who had alerted her father that she had gone missing. That's when her father filed a complaint here in Mumbai. We spoke to Shraddha's father. In fact, he's now demanding that death penalty should be meted out to murder accused Aftab. Listen.
चला कि श्रद्धा मिसिंग है, आपने कब पुलिस से कंप्लेंट लिखवाई, किसने आपको जानकारी दी थी?
मैं 14 अगस्त को मुझे पता चला। उसके दोस्त, श्रद्धा के दोस्त ने हमें बताया कि श्रद्धा का शायद ये ट्रैक नहीं हो पा रहा है मुझे, तो आप जरा कोशिश कीजिए।
उसके बाद आपने पुलिस में श्रद्धा को?
हाँ जी, नहीं श्रद्धा को नहीं, मैं पुलिस में फिर गया।
आप पुलिस में गए?
जी।
अब जब पुलिस ने आफ्ताब से पूछताछ की, क्या उसने आपके सामने कबूला कि उसने श्रद्धा के बॉडी के टुकड़े किए, 35 टुकड़ों में उसकी बॉडी को काटा?
जी जी।
आप वहीं थे?
पुलिस दिल्ली, जी मैं वहीं था, मेरे सामने उसने डिक्लेयर किया। जिस दिन वो केस यहाँ से ट्रांसफर हुआ उसी दिन उसने डिक्लेयर किया कि मैंने ऐसे ऐसे श्रद्धा का किया।
आप अभी इस लड़ाई को कैसे लड़ रहे हैं? आप क्या चाहते हैं कि प्रशासन कैसी कार्रवाई करे, कैसी सजा मिले? क्योंकि यकीन से परे है कि कोई इस तरीके से मर्डर कर दे और इतनी बुरी तरीके से बॉडी के साथ करे।
नहीं, ये इसकी सजा तो मतलब उसके फांसी के अलावा कोई हो ही नहीं सकती है। बस
आप फांसी की सजा की मांग करते हैं?
नहीं, उसने जो किया है मेरे बेटी के साथ, अगर वो इतना घिनौना है कि और कोई सजा हो ही नहीं सकती उसकी।
क्या आप आफ्ताब से पहले मिले थे? आपको उसके बारे में ऐसी जानकारी थी कि, या फिर श्रद्धा ने कभी अपने बताया था कि उसकी जान को खतरा है या आफ्ताब उससे बुरा बिहेव करता है?
नहीं, श्रद्धा ने कभी नहीं बताया। ये जब ये मिसिंग हुई तब उसके दोस्त लोग मुझे बताने लगे कि श्रद्धा का ऐसे ऐसे वो तकलीफ देता था, मारपीट करता था।
आपने क्या पहले कभी श्रद्धा को समझाने की कोशिश की थी? क्योंकि
बहुत बार समझाने की कोशिश की कि ये ऐसा मत करो, इसके साथ मत रहो, हम लोग देखेंगे, तो वो मानी ही नहीं था।
Well, let's now focus at the investigation that's been carried out by the Delhi police so far. It is now confirmed that Aftab, in custody of the Delhi police, has admitted, and this is what he said: yes, I have killed her. But the question here is that, was this completely pre-planned? There are several indications to that effect. So far, Aftab has not taken the name of any other accomplice and made it look like that this was a job that was done by him, all by himself. But that is something that the Delhi police isn't really satisfied. They believe that there is a possibility that some of his close associates were aware that Shraddha was no longer with him. There is also a possibility that others could have also helped him in disposing of the body parts. So far, only 12 body parts have been recovered by the Delhi police. There are several other body parts that are yet to be recovered. Some reports essentially suggesting that bones were also recovered from the Chhatarpur residence where Aftab was staying after the murder was committed. Some of the details that we are picking up right now from the investigation that's also being carried out by Republic's special investigation team. In fact, we are now given to understand that a meat cleaver was actually used to chop off the body of Shraddha. And this was done immediately after he had strangulated her, and thereafter he admitted that disposing of the body parts was the other big task, the challenging task that he was essentially facing. So a day later, he bought the refrigerator and then started chopping up the body inside the bathroom. He in fact also made multiple attempts to wash the bathroom, clean the blood stains, and that was being done over a period of 18 to 20 days, while on every night around 2 o'clock in the morning, he was stepping out of his Chhatarpur residence, going to the forest area in Mehroli and disposing of the bodies. He ensured that not one place where the body parts were being disposed, it was being scattered around to ensure that no one chases him back. In fact, we've also spoken to one person who works in the very store from where he bought that meat cleaver. Listen in to what he had to say.
The cops came in the afternoon and they came with the accused, and the accused has confirmed the cops that he 5 months back he came and purchased some knives and garbage bags from the shop, and after he actually was hurt by the knife. So just next to us we have a hospital, so we recommended him to visit the hospital. So this as per him, he has confirmed the cops that he came 5 months back and he purchased some knives and garbage bags. So we don't actually remember, but because it's now been more than 5 months, so we actually came across so many customers in a routine time, so we don't remember that, but he told the cops that he came.
So this incident dates back to day before yesterday. Could you or any of the workers who work here in the shop could recognize him or recognize a similar kind of face that had come like 4-5 months back to the same shop?
See, I was not there at that time. My workers were there, and the worker who was, he left us 2 months back. He's not working with us. So there's nobody who confirmed that he visited, and we could not identify him.
So when the cops asked him if this was the same shop that he bought the knife from, what was his exact words?
He told the cops that he came 5 months back and from this shop he purchased knife and some garbage bags.
Did he quote the number of knives that he purchased?
No, he just purchased one knife as per him.
And soon after that, he went to a hospital nearby for his treatment because we get to learn that he got hurt in his hand. Is that?
Yes, that is correct.
So there we have the shop's owner confirming that the accused Aftab did confirm to the cops that he purchased knife from this very shop.
Well, there are a lot of speculations that are essentially doing the rounds that whether at all Aftab started dating immediately after murdering Shraddha. There are also reports suggesting that one of the primary reasons why the couple were getting into multiple fights was because essentially Shraddha believed that he was cheating on her, and the fact that he was already dating other women while he was in a relationship with Shraddha. This also brings the other question that many are raising, especially the political class at this point in time, that there is also a love jihad angle, an angle that has also been spoken by Shraddha's father himself. Listen to what the VHP president Alok Kumar had to tell my colleague Piyush Mishra.
No words can describe the incident. It was gruesome, heinous, bad. Shraddha abandoned her home, severed relations with her family, to live her whole life with Aftab. And this whole life was so short and terminated like this. They came on a promise to marry each other, and when Shraddha insisted she was strangulated, cut into pieces, stacked into plastic sheets, and then leisurely taking days together, thrown into a jungle. And while the body pieces were still in his refrigerator, he was dating another girl in the same room. So therefore a full investigation is necessary.
So do you think
Shraddha's father has demanded that the love jihad angle should be investigated? To be honest and truthful, the investigation should not leave any aspect out, and therefore this angle should also be investigated. Whether the motivation of jihad, the permission to use and exploit the girls who are kidnapped during jihad, does that lead to such an extreme mentality? Does it play a role in shaping these incidents? Similar incidents on a lesser level are happening all around. The girls are enticed into marriage, and thereafter they come to know that the boy is Muslim, and then it is too late for them. Several of them have committed suicide or have been burnt. So therefore, we would insist that no angle should be left out, including of the love jihad. A comprehensive study should be made, And if love jihad helps shaping this mentality, then the society will have to find out ways to meet it out.
Father also demands the same, sir. There's religious angle to this entire case. How do you see this, sir?
It should be taken seriously, because he would know certain facts explicitly or by intuition that compelled him to make such a demand. The investigation should not leave anything out, and the love jihad angle and the role of this jihad theory, motivation, should also be investigated.
Last question, sir. The couple fell in love in Maharashtra. They came to Delhi and this heinous crime was committed. Do you think that it was a pre-planned professional crime which was conducted by Aftab?
My feeling would say that Aftab trapped the girl into his pretended love, coupled with a promise to marry. That much I can make out. Whether from the beginning he had prepared to murder her would be for the investigation to find out.
As more and more disturbing details emerge in the Republic TV piecing together the evidence and all the different versions emerging on the story, 15 exclusive leads at 7 p.m. on the biggest story tonight. On the other side, the latest details we'll get you from India's Mission G20.
Here are the protesters who are getting very much violent, and they are clearly demanding to withdraw the case that has been registered against Jitendra Award. The wife of Jitendra Award, she is now entering Mumbai police station, and she has also clearly mentioned it's a fake case.
Aftab, the man who has brutally butchered Shraddha, who is seen covering his face after that brutal act.
I'm just reporting from the forest area where the body pieces of Shraddha, who was killed by her lover, Aftab, was dumped. 18th May reportedly, Aftab strangulated Shraddha to death, stored her body for a few days, and later he reportedly cut her into 35 pieces, stored it in a carton box, dumped it in several parts of this large forest area of Maroli Chhatarpur Aravali forest.
Where the fire has engulfed several houses. This fire blaze took place today early in the morning. District administration along with the Jammu and Kashmir police, they are trying to douse the fire.
155 kgs of drugs were seized by police in Punjab's Pathankot.
मौके पर मैं मौजूद हूँ जहाँ पर ब्लास्ट किया गया था। इन पटरियों के नीचे अब जो अधिकारी जांच करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। हर छोटे बड़े पहलू पर जांच जो है वो चल रही है।
There are the protesters and the supporters of Jitendra Award who have blocked the road. Not only this, but also the tires that was burned in the roads of Mumbai, where the supporters and the workers of Jitendra Award, they have been present right outside the police.
Getting us some more breaking news coming in from the investigation that's being carried out by the Delhi police. Something that was being speculated all this while, whether at all there are more people who are aware of the fact that Shraddha was no longer with Aftab and she had mysteriously disappeared from the month of May. It turns out that about one girl and two other boys who had visited the same very place where Shraddha and Aftab were staying. It turns out that they could be aware of what really transpired, and that is the reason why The Delhi police is now looking at who are the other people who are aware of what was really happening and whether at all Aftab had confided into few other friends of his. Slipping into a short break, on the other side we'll get you the latest details.
As more and more disturbing details emerge in the Republic TV piecing together the evidence and all the different versions emerging on the story, 15 exclusive leads at 7 p.m. on the biggest story tonight.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
I'm just reporting from the forest area where the body pieces of Shraddha, who was killed by her lover Aftab, was dumped. 18th May reportedly, Aftab strangulated Shraddha to death, stored her body for a few days, and later he reportedly cut her into 35 pieces, stored it in a carton box, dumped it in several parts of this large forest area of Maroli Chhatarpur Aravali forest.
Where the fire has engulfed several houses. This fire blaze took place today early in the morning. District administration along with the Jammu and Kashmir police, they are trying to douse the fire.
155 kgs of drugs were seized by police in Punjab's Pathankot.
मौके पर मैं मौजूद हूँ जहाँ पर ब्लास्ट किया गया था। इन पटरियों के नीचे अब जो अधिकारी जांच करते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। हर छोटे बड़े पहलू पर जांच जो है वो चल रही है।
There are the protesters and the supporters of Jitendra Award who have blocked the road. Not only this, but also the tires that was burned in the roads of Mumbai, where the supporters and the workers of Jitendra Award, they have been present right outside the police station where the FIR that has been registered.
Fire that has been registered against NCP leader Jitendra Award. He huddled the woman's shoulder and also said that why are you standing in the middle, just move ahead. After which she went to file a complaint in Mumbai.
"26-year-old Shraddha is butchered, her body parts frozen and discarded. The nation demands justice for Shraddha." Body chopped into 35 pieces, discarded in 18 days. Did Aftab single-handedly commit this barbaric crime, or were there more accomplices? A big focus on the dating app Bumble. Why are the advocates of women's empowerment silent on the Shraddha murder case? Why is there no social accountability? It's a relief for Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore rupee money laundering scam. A Delhi court has granted her bail. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Bali attending the big G20 summit, participating in mega bilaterals with world leaders. Hello and welcome viewers, I'm Ankit Prasad and you are watching Republic TV as we track this horrific Shraddha murder case. A number of details have come to light in just the last few minutes, such as the fact that the killer Aftab, he stored her body parts in the same room in which he had slept, and then he stared at her face purportedly every night until he disposed of it last. Along with that, we also have found out that the Delhi police is thinking of interrogating 3 people, 1 girl and 2 boys, on whether or not they knew more details than we are coming to know of at this moment, whether or not Aftab had told anyone or had sought anyone's help. Now, one of the key theories that was floated was that Aftab and Shraddha were in love and that she wanted to get married and he was hesitant and that's why he killed her. However, we have now spoken to a friend of Shraddha's who indicates, among much else, that she was aware that they were in a toxic relationship and she wanted out. Also, that she was planning to escape from Aftab and she was visualizing life afterwards. Let's listen in to this conversation with Shraddha's friend.
आप बताएंगे कि कब से जो है वो आप श्रद्धा के संपर्क में थे और श्रद्धा कैसी लड़की थी बेसिकली?
श्रद्धा मेरी फ्रेंड है फॉर पास्ट 1 decade. हम लोग जूनियर कॉलेज में साथ में एक ही कॉलेज में हमारा एडमिशन हुआ था एंड सिंस देन वी वर फ्रेंड्स. And as a girl, she was very ambitious, very caring, a good person, good kind person from heart. Always used to be there for her friends. And बस उसके पर्सनल लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स थे. फॉर एग्जांपल फैमिली में उसको कभी तो यू नो देयर वाज नो यूनिटी इन द फैमिली. दैट फादर एंड मदर स्प्लिट हो गए थे एंड वो मदर भी उनकी डेथ हो गई कपल ऑफ इयर्स बैक. So she was alone for quite some time, and that is when she moved in with Aftab.
Okay.
So to summarize what Shraddha is, she is a very good person, good by heart, kind person, caring, and very ambitious, career oriented as well.
Okay. So how was her behavior like with friends and with Aftab also, and when did Aftab came into her life?
So with friends, she was a very happy, jolly person. She used to always, she was the person who will always have fun with us and, be a very jolly kind of person. Improve the complete lighting of the room when she enters the room. Okay. She is that kind of a person. And with Aftab, when I first met them together, Aftab was in relationship since 2019. I met Shraddha and Aftab for the first time after the first COVID lockdown, somewhere around 2020 August or I don't know the timeline exactly. But first time I met them as a couple was after the first lockdown of COVID.
Okay. So was she mentally like depressed or stressed after she lost her mother in COVID?
She didn't lose her mother to COVID. She lost her mother during COVID to a heart ailment.
Okay.
Right. And before that, she was quite well. She had problems with, normal, everybody day-to-day problem, basic problems in life.
Okay.
But after mother, she lost the biggest support in her life. Like, अभी माँ के साथ उसका रिलेशनशिप बहुत अच्छा था. सो वो फिर उनके जाने के बाद टूट सी गई थी एंड शी हैड नोवेयर टू गो आफ्टर दैट. मॉम नहीं है तो डैड से बनती नहीं थी उसकी. तो शी वाज लाइक अभी मैं घर में रह के क्या करूँ. एंड फाइनली आफ्टर वाज आल्सो देयर इन रिलेशनशिप. तो दे वुड टू मूव टुगेदर.
So when her mom was alive, did she ever wanted to go back to her mom and live with her?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure when her mom was alive, Aftab was in relationship and she did have problem back then as well. But I was not aware about Aftab at that time because उसने मुझे 2020 में इंट्रोड्यूस कराया था एंड 2019 से ही उसको रिलेशन स्टार्ट हुआ. उसके 2-3 महीनों से ही उसने बोला था कि she is not that happy with this person.
Okay. ये कभी when did she said that she is not happy?
एग्जैक्ट टाइमलाइन में पता है मुझे बट वो मतलब स्टार्ट से ही वो लोग इतना ज्यादा मतलब उसका बंदा नहीं था. बट आफ्टर अ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम लिव इन में आ गए. थोड़ा शायद से जमने लग गया था. बट एज फार एज आई नो मेरी फर्स्ट मीटिंग में वो लोग का सब अच्छा ही दिखा. बट after 1 year, that is 2021, I actually got to know what is the actual dynamics of the relationship. उसने मुझे जिक्र करके बताया था that things are not going good. And one day even she texted me saying that, hey Lakshman, please come here and pick me up because if I stay back today, Aftab might kill her.
Okay. So did you tried like connecting her back or like asking her to move back to Bombay?
Right. So come back to Bombay. This is we are talking 2022, right?
Yeah.
So to continue with my last part that I mentioned, 2021 में जब उसने बोला मुझे टेक्स्ट करके कि मुझे बोला दिस दैट करके, उस टाइम पे मैंने me and some of friends we went there and we removed her from her house. If you are hitting her like this is not justifiable. You are a very violent person and I am going to take you to the authorities. And I took her away from that house for that night and made her stay somewhere else for a couple of days. This guy used to blackmail and do negative influence on her, saying that I'll commit suicide if you don't come. And I don't know, he had some weird grip on her, some weird influence on her, and that is why she after a couple of days, even after knowing he's hitting her, she went back with him.
And when did this happen? In 2021, you mean to say?
July 2021.
Okay. So
and बात आपने नेक्स्ट करी थी वो दिल्ली से मुंबई आने वाली थी या नहीं?
Yeah.
So दिल्ली में जब थी I spoke with her, उन्होंने यही बताया था कि उसका रिलेशनशिप ब्रेकअप हो गया है, आपके साथ ऑलमोस्ट हो गया है. And secondly, she is going to find her own place very soon. When I last spoke to her somewhere in middle of May somewhere.
Okay.
And वो ये भी बोली थी कि उसको अभी जॉब पे फोकस करना है, इंटरव्यूज उसके लाइंड अप है, तो वो उसके रिगार्डिंग भी मेरे से बात करेगी. Because we used to discuss about jobs and I used to help her with how to update your resumes, how should you crack interviews, etc.
Okay.
So वो सब डिस्कशंस हमारे चल रहे थे एंड उसने सीधा मुझे कम्युनिकेट कर दिया था that I am almost broken up with Aftab. I am just trying to move out of the house now. I mean not out of the house. She just mentioned कि मैं एक नया फ्लैट देख रही हूँ दिल्ली में. And I asked her why are you staying in Delhi? So उसने यही बोला था कि at the moment मुझे मुंबई में ऑफिस नहीं आना है, वैसे में ऑफिस नहीं आना है, because there are high chances I might run into Aftab again. Because इनका प्लान था दिल्ली से ऑफिस आने का इधर.
Okay.
This is what she said. I don't know what the actual reality was, but this is what she said to me. I'm just saying what she had communicated to me.
So you mean to say they were living separately in Delhi? That's what you mean to say?
No. So कैसा है, देखो एक चीज मुझे कॉप से पता चली है और एक चीज जो उसने बताई है, तो वो कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाएगा आपको समझ. तो मैं आपको उतना ही चीज बता रहा हूँ जितना उसने मुझे बताई. उसने मुझे यही बताई थी कि शी इज फाइंडिंग हर प्लेस, अ सेपरेट प्लेस इन दिल्ली टू स्टे.
ओके.
तो तब तक दिल्ली में कहा थी, आफ्ताब के साथ ही थी या आफ्ताब की अपार्ट थी, वो मुझे क्लियरिटी नहीं है.
ओके. बट आफ्ताब की और इसकी किस बात को लेकर के झगड़ा होती थी ज्यादा, मतलब वो
उनका बेसिकली नेचर ही कंपैटिबल नहीं था एक दूसरे के. फर्स्ट. सेकंड, आफ्ताब हैड अ पर्टिकुलर वे ऑफ लिविंग. वो इतना मतलब क्लीनलीनेस पे इतना मतलब फोकस नहीं होता था, या फिर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग द रूम्स पे इतना फोकस नहीं रहता था. एंड श्रद्धा वाज अ वेरी क्लीन एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड पर्सन. उसको सब एक जगह पे चाहिए. टिपिकल गाय एंड गर्ल वाला प्रॉब्लम. अगर रिलेशनशिप में आते तो आई वांट थिंग्स इन सर्टेन वे एंड ही डजंट वांट थिंग्स इन सर्टेन वे. फिर वहां से कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चालू हो जाती थी. उनका नेचर ही थोड़ा एक दूसरे के खिलाफ ही था, बट ऑपोजिट अट्रैक्ट बोल सकते हैं, वैसा हो गया था इनके केस में. एंड श्रद्धा कैसे उसके लाइफ में मदर भी नहीं थी. देयर वाज नो गुड लविंग पार्टनर इन अ लाइफ एंड आउट ऑफ ऑप्शन नहीं था. वो देखती हूँ शायद से आफ्ताब के साथ इतने टाइम तक रही, इवन आफ्टर नोइंग हिटिंग का फिजिकल वायलेंस करते हैं, उसके बाद भी उसके साथ रही जस्ट बिकॉज दैट. एंड ऊपर से दैट पर्सन यूज्ड टू ब्लैकमेल हर हस्बैंड, सेइंग कि अगर तू नहीं आई तो मैं नस काट दूंगा, मैं मर जाऊंगा. रो के लिखा था फोन पे दिस दैट.
इसके आफ्ताब के लाइफ में कोई दूसरी लड़की थी या कुछ था?
Sir, I am not sure about that, but मे बी आप अलग सोचते की वजह से पूछ सकते हो, देयर कैन बी, आई एम श्योर कोई ना कोई तो होगी।
ये और श्रद्धा और किसी को भी पसंद करती थी?
नहीं, श्रद्धा ने कभी किसी का जिक्र नहीं किया कि किसी और को पसंद करती थी।
तो मेरे को एक और बात बताइए कि जब ये सारी चीज़ें हुई तो आपके इनके पिता ने कब संपर्क किया या आपने कब संपर्क किया इनको, इनके पिता को?
ठीक है, सो मिड में मैंने उसके साथ बात करी थी, तभी लास्ट मुझे यही अपडेट आया था दैट शी इज मूविंग आउट, शी वांट्स टू बी इन टच विद मी, जस्ट उसने मुझे ये भी बोला था यू हैव अ रेगुलर चेक ऑन मी, मेरे से बीच बीच में थोड़ा बात करना, मुझे जॉब के रिलेटेड थोड़ा हेल्प करना, मोटिवेट करना, गाइड करना, ये बातें हुई थी मेरी लास्ट उसके साथ। एंड उसके बाद मैं हर 2 दिन में कॉल करने को ट्राई करता था, व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज डालता था, ना कॉल पे रिप्लाई आते थे, ना व्हाट्सएप का कोई मैसेज उसको डिलीवर होता। सो आई स्टार्टेड रीचिंग आउट टू हर ओवर इंस्टाग्राम एज वेल, कुछ अपडेट नहीं आ रहा। सो आई वाज लाइक कि मे बी अभी इनका ब्रेकअप हो गया है, तो जस्ट टू काइंड ऑफ फील हरसेल्फ को थोड़ा भी आइसोलेट होना चाहती है, किसी के कांटेक्ट में नहीं आना चाहती है। ठीक है, सो आई चेक्ड फॉर द मंथ ऑफ जून, आई चेक्ड फॉर द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई एज वेल, 2 महीना उसका कोई कांटेक्ट आया नहीं। तो आई वाज लिटिल वरीड। तो मैंने अगस्त में दूसरों से बात करना चालू कर दी, कॉमन फ्रेंड्स के भी फ्रेंड्स, सबसे बात करना चालू किया एंड अंडरस्टूड लेटली नोबडी हैड स्पोकन टू हर।
ओके,
ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ मेरी बात नहीं हुई है, ऐसा था कि किसी की भी बात नहीं हुई श्रद्धा की
ये
इन कपल ऑफ मंथ्स।
ये टाइम पीरियड क्या था? ये
अगस्त में जब मैंने सबसे बात करना चालू कर दिया था इन माय फ्रेंड सर्कल एंड इन माय फ्रेंड्स के भी फ्रेंड सर्कल।
ओके ओके,
राइट। और जब मुझे कोई रिस्पांस आया नहीं, सो फाइनली आई रीच्ड आउट टू श्रद्धा's लिटिल ब्रदर। एंड वो ब्रदर ने and then that finally complaint करने का सोचा that my daughter is missing and I need Bob's help to find her because she is not in contact with anyone.
तो ऐसा इस दौरान कभी भी ऐसा लगा कि आफ्ताब ने आपको मैसेज किया हुआ उसके इंस्टाग्राम आईडी से?
कभी मैसेज नहीं किया। इनफैक्ट आई रीच्ड आउट टू हिम बिकॉज जब लास्ट 2021 में मैंने सुना कि आफ्ताब इज डेटिंग हर, उस दिन से मैंने आफ्ताब से बात करना ही बंद कर दिया था। So Aftab was the last person I will speak to if there is anything regarding Shraddha.
Okay.
So अगस्त में ऐसा हो गया, सारे फ्रेंड्स को पूछने के बाद कुछ अपडेट नहीं मिला, सो आउट ऑफ ऑप्शन मैं आफ्ताब को फाइनली कॉल किया एंड आफ्ताब ने यही बताया कि वो ब्रेकअप करके चली गई यहाँ से एंड ही आल्सो हैज नो आइडिया वेयर शी वेंट एंड उसको ब्लॉक करके रखा।
तो ये आपको ब्लॉक किसने किया? आफ्ताब ने ब्लॉक किया कि श्रद्धा ने ब्लॉक किया था?
उसने ऐसा बोला था कि श्रद्धा ने आफ्ताब को ब्लॉक करके रखा है।
अच्छा, सो आफ्ताब टोल्ड यू दिस दैट ही हैज बीन ब्लॉक्ड बाय श्रद्धा?
यस, एंड देयर इज नो वे कॉन्टैक्ट हर एंड ही विल आल्सो ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू कपल ऑफ फ्रेंड्स टू चेक वो किधर है, क्या है। And he also mentioned he is also concerned, उसको भी वरी है कि किधर है पता नहीं करके। So I was like, ठीक है, if you get something you let me know. Meanwhile I am also searching and if I don't find anything then it's better I reach out to the parents and tell them to file a complaint. ऐसा मैंने आप सबको बता दिया।
ठीक है लक्ष्मण, और कुछ आप शेयर कर पाएंगे अभी, मतलब जिस प्रकार की घटना हुई है, जैसे इतनी मतलब इट इज वेरी बार्बरिक द काइंड ऑफ, तो आप व्यक्तिगत रूप से हाउ
तो मैं इतना ही बोल सकता हूँ कि आफ्ताब जब हमारे सामने था तभी कुछ ऐसे रिवील नहीं करता था कि ही इज अब्यूसिव या ही इज इवन हैविंग टेम्परामेंट इशू, ऐसा कभी कुछ दिखाया नहीं उन्होंने उसने हमारे सामने। बट श्रद्धा से पता चलता था मुझे कि वो उसको मारता है, ऐसा भी करता है। एंड वन टाइम जैसे मैंने आपको बोला जो जुलाई 2021 में उसने लिटरली मुझे एक बार मैसेज करके घर पे ही बुला लिया ये बोल के कि आफ्ताब इज हिटिंग मी एंड आई फियर फॉर माय लाइफ, और आज रात को मैं अगर यहाँ रही तो ये मुझे मार डाले।
अच्छा, ये कभी की बात है ये?
जुलाई 2020।
अच्छा, एक मेरे को बात बताइए ना कि ये आफ्ताब जो है वो किसी प्रकार का नशा करता था क्या, ड्रग्स या किसी प्रकार के नशे में था?
मैंने कभी उसको करते वक्त तो नहीं देखा है, बट सुना तो था।
श्रद्धा ने कुछ बताया हो?
श्रद्धा नहीं बताया था, तो श्रद्धा से सुना है मैंने कि वो करता है करके,
ड्रग्स करता है करके।
वीड बोला था मुझे, बट ड्रग्स भी कभी कभार किया रहेगा। आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट इट एंड आइडियली मैं इस पे कमेंट भी नहीं करना चाहिए।
अच्छा अच्छा, तो मेरे को एक बात बताइए ना कि ये मतलब कभी ऐसा उसने कहा है कि लाइक ही इज अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ लाइक एनी ड्रग्स और अल्कोहल एंड उसके बाद ऐसे मारपीट करता हो, ऐसा कुछ?
नहीं, कभी नहीं ऐसा शराब पी के मारता है ऐसा कभी बोला ही नहीं, या नशे करके मारता है ऐसा कभी बोला ही नहीं। सीधा यही बोला कि जब आर्ग्यूमेंट बढ़ जाता है तो वो वर्बली आर्ग्यू करना छोड़ के फिजिकल हो जाता है सीधा।
एक मेरे को ये भी बताइए कि इस दौरान कभी भी उसके ऊपर मतलब रिलीजन चेंज करने का प्रेशर डाला गया था क्या आफ्ताब द्वारा?
कभी
ऐसा कुछ बोला था आफ्ताब ने कि लाइक?
कभी नहीं, मैंने ऐसे कभी उसके मुंह से कभी नहीं सुना।
अच्छा, तो मतलब वो जो लव जिहाद वाला लोग एंगल दे रहे हैं वो गलत है आपके हिसाब से बेसिकली? ओके।
जहाँ तक मुद्दा है, न्यूज में ऐसा भी बोला जा रहा है कि श्रद्धा वाज फोर्सिंग आफ्ताब टू गेट मैरिड। This is not the reality. In fact, Shraddha was trying to get rid of him.
Lot coming to light there, viewers. We are also tracking a number of other stories. There's been relief for Jacqueline Fernandez in the 200 crore rupee money laundering scam related to conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. A Delhi court has granted her bail. And also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Bali. He's attending the big G20 summit there. He's just come face to face with Chinese President Xi Jinping. We'll get you all the details and more after a short break. Stay with us.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 10 years. With top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
There are the protesters and the supporters of Jitendra Award who have blocked the road. Not only this, but also the tires that was burned in the roads of Mumbai, where the supporters and the workers of Jitendra Award, they have been present right outside the police station where the FIR that has been registered.
FIR that has been registered against NCP leader Jitendra Award. He huddled the woman's shoulder and also said that why are you standing in the middle, just move ahead. After which she went to file a complaint in Mumbai police station.
Where a molestation case has been filed against Jitendra Award, and his supporters resorted to violence as well.
Priyank Kharge has now issued an open statement to all the BJP cadres there, stating that no matter what, we will not let any BJP leaders to set foot into the constituency.
Here are the protesters who are getting very much violent, and they are clearly demanding to withdraw the case that has been registered against Jitendra Award. The wife of Jitendra Award, she is now entering Mumbai police station, and she has also clearly mentioned is a fake case.
Aftab, the man who has brutally butchered Shraddha, was seen covering his face after that brutal act.
I'm just reporting from the forest area where the body pieces of Shraddha, who was killed by her lover.
Viewers, we have breaking visuals coming in from Bali, Indonesia, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you can see on your screen, meeting China's President Xi Jinping. This is the first time they've come face to face at this particular summit, and it is also the first time we have seen them in conversation, at least since after the COVID pandemic began. This is a big meeting that has taken place. Of course, it is not a formal meeting. This is at the G20 dinner in Bali, where the Prime Minister and Xi Jinping can be seen there. There is a handshake. The moment of the handshake is also visible to you, viewers. Alongside the Prime Minister also, our National Security Advisor